Okay, so now everybody can see my screen. Okay, so basically the task title is called, where's the task title? Yes, eye segmentation full portrait. Okay, this is the task title. Okay, all right, so full portrait, huh? Okay, that's the task title. Now, let's go through the instructions. Okay, so basically the introduction is, it's very similar to the eye annotation, but just few changes. Right now, we have different parts of the face where you, instead of just having the eye, you will have the entire face in the picture. So this is how the task looks like. Okay, you have the entire face of the person, and you need to annotate the face. Sorry, you need to annotate the eyes. Okay, now, um, basically, number one, you need to annotate both eyes, differentiate between the right and left, need to draw two backgrounds. So because you have the left and the right, okay, so you will need to have basically have two backgrounds to annotate the image. Okay, so you see here, that's the left background, right background, left iris, left sclera, left pupil, right iris, right sclera, and right pupil. Okay, and of course you still have the negative sclera. Okay, hold on. Okay, all right. Okay, sorry. Okay, so now I know that you can see here the picture is single picture, but you need to somehow differentiate the left and the right background. And of course, it's basically our left and our right. Okay, so not the person's view. Very important. Our left, our right. This is our left. This is our right. Not the person's view. Huh? It's our view. Very important. Now, here is an example. Okay, so you will have all these images. So number one, how do we do this task? So I want to go through the instructions first. I want to explain to, sorry, I want to go through and also show you the best way to do it so that we don't get confused. Okay, we will do one picture together. So first thing, you draw the left background. Okay, of course they are showing to you how to do it. So what, this is how they draw the left background. So from the end here, they will draw half of the picture here. Now remember that this line must always be on the nose. Okay, it cannot be overlapping the eyes here. It always it must be beyond this eye, but less than this eye. So when you draw the annotation for the left background or right background, it must always be until here, at least. I mean, at least is here. It must never be like this. Okay, this line cannot overlap the eye on the other side. Okay, very important, because this, when we generate the results, it will make a problem. Also, another general rule is you have to make sure you annotate and also make sure it's not like this or like this. Because why? There suddenly will be there will suddenly be a negative sclera somewhere here. Okay, we want to avoid that, and it's very important. I think the QC guys, Amir and Jawed, I think, from Arif's team, you guys are familiar. So the 10 records you did was very good. The client was very, very happy. So I want us to keep it that way. So make sure when you draw, you extend to the edges, the border. Okay, left side. So similar to the right background, when you're drawing the right background, you have to make sure you draw like this. Cannot be like this, cannot be like this, because then middle here will be negative sclera. This is all wrong. The correct way to draw is like this. Okay, the right side must overlap the left, or it can also be, okay, if let's say you're drawing like this, the left side must overlap the right side, but it must be in between the face, cannot go to the eyes. Okay, so to be safe, what I would do is I would actually also there's the undo button. Okay, you can actually undo the function, so it's easier. Okay, I think some of you are familiar, but this is something for you all to know. So you draw until here, and then this one you just overlap until here. Okay, this is not how to do the task. This is just so to show you how the background should be. Now, see here, left, right. So this is how the completed background should be. So see here, it is important to note that the two backgrounds, left and right, must overlap. However, you need to make sure that the background overlaps somewhere between the left and right eye. Okay, and it should not be like this. So do not draw like this. So wrong. This is wrong because the line should be somewhere here, the overlapping. And now this is how you draw the negative sclera. Now the same rule apply for the background of the left side. The negative sclera annotation should extend beyond the borders of the orange here. So the left side background, okay, and the negative sclera annotation, the box here must go beyond. If not, what will happen is you will then have certain background colors in between here. Okay, and then do the same for the top. Okay, and also the overlapping. Remember last time how you did the overlapping between the two scleras? Okay, last time you used 1 or 2 polygon, but this you have to use 2 polygon, and both of the negative sclera must overlap. Okay, so similar to the opposite side also. Okay, and those the ones for the right must the negative sclera for the right side of the eye must be beyond the background of the right side. So this is how it should look. You will have 4 polygons for sclera, negative sclera, 2 for the left, 2 for the right. Okay, and the line must be absolutely smooth. Okay, now this is how they will look like once you have annotated the background. So the orange is the left side background, green is the right side background. The 2 red you see overlapping here, and it's beyond the orange line for the left background, and for the right side you see the purple line is beyond the green. Okay, always make sure it's beyond the background, and all of the lines must be on the middle. It cannot be on the eye. Okay, so here backgrounds alone, and then the eyes. So this is very bad. This is not my instructions, it's the client's one. The client did a very bad way of annotating. This is very poor quality. The client actually wants it to be super round. It must be very circle. Okay, so this is how it will look like once you have annotated. So I have a picture here that I can show you, which is from one of our workers. Okay, so what I can do is I can hide everything. I can just show you the sclera, the 2 scleras, left sclera, right sclera. So see how the lines are overlapping. So this line overlaps. Okay, and also the background for the left side, you will see that the background will be here, and the blue line is beyond the orange line, and it's always on the middle. And it will also be the same if you have, I'm going to check the right side. Let's see. Okay, right sclera. Okay, and you have the right background. See, all right. So we're going to do one together so that we understand how it is, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Okay, so that it's better. Okay, so let's hide everything. Let's go back to this picture and delete the backgrounds. Okay. Okay. Now, if you cannot see the iris, cannot see the pupil, you still have to annotate by somehow chance. Okay. All the pictures that we have must be annotated. Okay. So another thing that I want to show you is you can actually zoom in. When you press shift and you drag, you will be able to zoom in. Okay. This is a shortcut. You don't have to use this function here to zoom in. You hold down the shift key, click and drag, and it will zoom for you. This is how to zoom, something to help you. And then this will be the reset. Okay. So first thing, the way you should do this task. Okay. Number one, wait, let me check if there's anything. Okay. So this is the basic training. So first, I want you to do it this way. Start with the left background. Draw until here. Okay, that's good. All right. Okay, you draw the left background. Okay, this is good. And then draw the right background also. Make sure it overlaps. Doesn't matter which one overlaps each other as long as it overlaps. Make sure it is in the middle, not on the face. Okay. And then you hide the right background. We are going to finish the left side, only move to the right side. This way you will not make a mistake, and you will be able to tell if the overlapping is done correctly or not. Okay. So first, left sclera. Same thing. The way you draw is you start a bit from the bottom, you draw around here, and then all the way here. Okay, and you end up here. Okay, so you start a bit from the bottom. Okay, now this is the best part. Okay, if you remember correctly, we go around the eye. Okay, again, no sharp edges. I want it to be very smooth. Oh no. I tell you, oh, okay, great. I know what I can do. Undo, yes. Yes, we have undo, so we are saved. So you just draw, make sure it overlaps here, and then you can pull it all the way to the top, to the edge here. Okay, obviously then it's over to the edge here.
It should go to the bottom, Shavan.
Sorry?
It's the lower sclera, right?
Oh.
You need to undo again.
Yeah, sorry. This is the lower sclera. My apologies. Okay. All right. Sorry. Yeah, correct. My apologies. It's the lower sclera. I don't know why I went there. Okay. But in that case, right, I would make this as I will make this point here as high as possible. Okay. All right. So the annotation.
One more thing.
Sorry.
Can you please clear that out? From where should we start? Is it from the eye, or we just follow the sclera? Can you zoom in? Yep, on the left, from where you started. Don't you think it should be a little bit higher?
Yeah, it should be a little bit higher because the top one should be a bit. It should be overlapping.
No. I'm talking about the eye. I'm talking about the sclera, right? Yeah, from there.
So you mean like this?
From the sclera, from where you can see the white part of the eye.
Oh no, because the person is wearing makeup. So according to the client, as long as it's not the eyelid, you already start. Okay. So it's a bit tricky because sometimes you don't know if it's their eye or if it's their makeup. Okay, but as long as it's not the eyelid, you should be able to. I know what you're saying. You're asking me if you should do it like this.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, so I think this is too small for the eyes. I would actually do it from here, as I just showed you. Okay, I think you should. I think this is still the eye, but here, yeah, I think, you know what, to be honest, I should use the brightness control.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think now I can see better. No, I still can't. Okay, so I think from what I can see, this is where the sclera starts, and then here it's actually the lining. Okay, so I wouldn't just annotate this part because it doesn't make sense for the eye to be just that. I would actually start from here. Okay,
Right.
Again, use your best judgment. You don't have to follow what I'm exactly telling. I just don't want you all to annotate from here because this is the eyelid. We don't want the eyelid. Remember, we only want the sclera. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So again, going to. Okay, let's continue. Okay. So I'm going to delete this, I guess, because I've moved it quite a bit. Okay, so let's do it again. Okay. All right. Again, I think the problem still happens if you zoom in too deep. The line breaks, so I would keep it to a minimum zoom in, I guess, as long as you're able to see the curve. Okay, now zoom out. Here, here, then here. Okay, so then you go in and adjust the polygon. Okay, and make sure the overlapping is done here. This is the most crucial part according to the client, because they said it must overlap. Okay, if it's just a bit also, it doesn't matter as long as it overlaps. And make sure you pull the edges here. Okay, I think the QC guys, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, now this is the negative, the left sclera. You will have another left sclera for the top here. Okay, so the way you should do it is you should start here, because you need to overlap these two edges. So start here. Okay, and oh, sorry, should have zoomed in properly. So yeah, I'm just going to draw and then I'll adjust it. Then make sure the cross happens here. Okay. And then this part here. And then like this. Yes. Overlap already. Just pull to the top here, pull to the end here, and then join it back here. Okay. And then now first thing you do, you adjust the eye. Make sure you're happy with the annotation. Make sure the curve is nice. I'm sorry, my annotation obviously is not good. It takes time for me to adjust it, and since it's just a training, I think you guys get the idea how the client wants. They want the curve to be properly. Okay. And then the most important part is this point, this polygon and this polygon should overlap, and it should be beyond the orange line. Then you scroll to the top, make sure here it is the edges. Okay, don't accidentally submit the image without pulling it to the edges here, even this. Okay, make sure. because then suddenly you'll have a negative sclera and somewhere in between small edges here. I think QC team is very crucial that you guys check, double check, and make sure you fix the annotation. Okay. Now, once you have done the negative sclera, what I want you to do is I want you to now hide the left background and also the negative scleras, and then you will start with drawing the left iris. Again, as we have discussed, iris should be to the should follow the shape correctly, and when it goes beyond the eye, you still try to estimate how the curve should look like so that the script doesn't mess up. Okay. Okay. Messed up this part. Okay. All right. So this is the iris. Okay. And then you hide the iris, and then you lock or hide. Oh, not satisfied this part here. Okay. Lock. If you're okay with the iris, hide the iris, then draw the left pupil. Same pupil rule. I don't know why I started this. You know what? Sorry, I'm going to delete it and draw again. No, you know what? I can undo. Why am I going to delete it? Yes. So even if you're not able to see the pupil correctly, you need to be able to see, zoom in, zoom out, use the brightness, do whatever you need to do to make sure that you can see the pupil. Okay, because the client has specified that must have the pupil. Okay, all right. Then once you have done the pupil, unhide the negative sclera both. Just make sure it's all right. Again, the pupil is not perfect, but this is training. I think you all understand my requirements. Sorry, the client's requirements. So I think you all will be able to do a better job than what I'm doing here right now. Then you just check if the negative left side is okay, if you're satisfied with it. Okay, because this is the last time, well, second last time you're going to check the left side, especially the pupil, the iris, and the two negative scleras. Okay, now once you have fixed the left side, you are going to now hide the negative sclera, sorry, the two negative scleras on the left, the pupil, and also the iris. Okay, you are also going to hide the left background, and you're going to turn on the right background. Okay, now what are you going to do now? Same thing that you did as the left side, you are going to now draw the right side negative sclera. Okay, now basically if it's blocked, the eyes are not fully blocked, just draw until where you can see. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so drawing the negative sclera for the right eye. Okay, okay, first thing, make sure the edges are all covered. Make sure this green line is beyond the border, the background image. Then of course fix the annotation. Oh my god, my annotation is horrible. Please guys, do not take my annotation as the benchmark. You all can do better annotations than me, I'm very sure. I know it will take longer time, and the reason this is just the training. So I'm very sure all your annotations are much nicer than mine. Okay, please don't take my annotation here as the benchmark. Okay, You all do. How curved you want, you do. Okay? Just make sure that it's curved. So negative sclera for the bottom right is done. Now I go and do for the another negative sclera for the top right. Okay? And remember, it should overlap. Okay. I think, yeah, you know what? I think
Shavin, what if the person's eyes are occluded with the haze? So we need to draw the visible part or to estimate.
sorry, what? Again, the hair is it?
Yeah, if the person eye is occluded in case.
Yeah, just annotate what you can see. Okay?
Okay, if still it is covered half of the eye, you need to draw only the visible part, right?
Yeah, only draw the visible part because the occluded part will I mean you can draw yeah, I think you should only draw what is visible because same rule apply for the pupil and
Iris.
iris because what once it goes beyond it will cut off, right? So
Yeah.
we should treat the same.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh no. Okay, sorry. Yes. Again, like here, you really can't see the eyes, so you just need to use your best judgment. Okay. Okay. So again, the client hasn't told anything yet. I mean, they are satisfied with what we have done so far. So if you really cannot see which is if it's an eye or a skin, just use your estimate. Use your best judgment and make sure it looks like the eye socket. Okay, that is what I asked because I think that's what we did initially. We sent it to the client and the client didn't give us any negative feedback. So the client is expecting us also to somewhat, if the eye, if it's not clear, if it's the skin or the eye sclera or what, you still you estimate a bit and make sure that it looks like an eye. Okay, this is for cases that you are absolutely not sure. Okay, I've done the annotation here. Okay, now I will go on to do the iris for the right side. Okay, again for the iris, whatever you see. I mean, I should have hidden the negative sclera, but it's okay. I'm fine. Okay, make sure it's smooth. Okay. All right. Sorry, it's not that round. Okay, I keep apologizing because I don't want you all to do as how I'm doing. This is just a training. It will take long time for me to do it, and I don't want to waste your time. Okay. And then of course you hide the pupil and also all this. Yes. Now I draw the pupil. Again, use the brightness control. Do whatever you need to do as long as you can annotate the pupil. Okay, I can somehow see it. Okay. Somehow I can see it, so I will just annotate. And if you really can't see it, use your best judgment and draw like the circle. Okay, so this is what we also did previously. Correct me if I'm wrong, Arif. If you really cannot see it, we just estimate and draw how the pupil looks like, correct?
Yes, Shavin.
Yeah, so just estimate and draw. Make sure it looks like a shape of a pupil. Okay, then once you have done, unhide the right sclera and the right iris and see if the annotation is all perfect. If you need to fix it. Obviously, you need to fix in my case, I will need to fix this pupil. So once you have fixed everything, unhide everything and check if everything is properly or not. So one way to do it is you hide everything, unhide one by one. Okay, left background, check, overlap or not. Okay, okay. Right background, overlapping with the left. Okay, check, correct. And then check the left side iris, left side sclera both. Is it beyond the orange line? Okay, correct. Overlapping, correct. And then check the left pupil, and then left iris. Okay, good, all good. Okay, great. Now go to the right iris. Sorry, right background. Unhide the right background, and then unhide the right negative sclera. Overlapping the green line. Okay, great. Everything is in the middle. Wonderful. And then go and unhide the uh, right iris. Where is the right iris? Yes, right iris. And then also the right pupil last. Everything is good. You're satisfied. You can then submit the task. Of course, put in your worker alias. I'm not sure if you have a worker alias or a worker ID. You put in. We have, and once we put in your worker alias, worker ID, and submit the task. Okay. This is basically how you do the full portrait segmentation for eye segmentation. Now I want to show you how our QC worker did it. Okay, let's maybe we can have some yeah. Okay, so this is good. All right, so the QC worker only took this part, so it's correct. So I was wrong. We don't take until here, we just take until here. I mean, if you, this is what you can see the sclera for, you just treat it as this. Okay, I am not going to say you're wrong. Okay, my most concern is if it's overlapping correctly or not, the point. So let's check if the overlapping is happening correctly. I'm going to hide everything. I'm going to hide the left background. Okay, correct. Right background. Okay, correct. So let's check the left sclera first. Okay, top sclera overlapping. Okay, good. And then the bottom left sclera. Okay, overlapping. Good, correct. And then I'm going to just look at the left iris and left pupil. Left iris. Okay, very good. And then left pupil. Okay, very good. And then I'm going to check the same for, am I moving too fast? Guys?
No, sir. No, sir.
Podcast Mursa, am I moving too fast?
No, you're not. Carry
Oh,
on, sir.
wonderful. Okay. And then you will now unhide the right background. So the right background is beyond the orange background, which is great. And then the right sclera both. Okay, beyond overlapping, correct. And overlapping also correct. And then now the pupil. Where is the right iris? Okay, here, good. And then the right pupil. Okay, so good. This is nice. So this is the kind of quality I want. Okay. All right. Don't give me this kind of quality. This is very poor quality. Okay. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, wonderful. So I believe everybody on the portal can see the task already. Can you all please confirm? I'll wait on the call. Look for, I think, Leela full portrait something. Let me see. Can anyone see it?